Hello, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. Before I get started, I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. Your interest really helps out, and Ensign Bradbury has agreed that for every 100 subscribers, he'll let you all hear one of his kitten's logs. Last year for Mother's Day, I asked my mom to choose the topic for the video that week. Last year she suggested Loxana as a topic, and I discussed how she mothered, and her relationship with Deana. This year my mom asked me to look at Deana as a mother. She doesn't watch the new shows, and only knows Deana as a mother to the boy she had in Season 2, Episode 1 of The Next Generation. So for this year's Mother's Day special, I'll be looking at the child and examining Deana's parenting styles and how she differs from what we see in Loxana. I've rewatched the episode to refresh myself with the story. I'm not planning on doing a proper analysis as with the Janeway Analyze series, but I do want to give a little backstory. An entity of light impregnates Counselor Troi in a sort of experiment to understand humanity. The way it's shown makes it appear as if Deana was just the first person on the ship that the light could impregnate. She wasn't chosen for any other reason than that she was sleeping and available. The baby named Ian is half human, half Betazed, as there is no parent DNA. I'm not going to ask how the baby is a boy. After some questioning as to how to handle the pregnancy, Deana makes it clear she intends on having the baby, and her wishes are respected. The fetus develops quickly, and it's a matter of days before Deana gives birth. Once she does, Deana's body recovers completely, as if she never had been pregnant. During the story, the Enterprise is transporting highly dangerous biological specimens, and one specimen begins to grow. The ship becomes more and more in danger, and Ian knows it's because he's there. He dies, leaving Deana devastated, but she understands why he died, as the light he originated from disappears. I didn't think this would be a difficult subject to discuss. When reviewing the episode, I was surprised to realize how short a time Ian was actually with Deana. It's barely a quarter of the episode time. He goes from a baby to 4 in a matter of hours, and looks to be 10 when he dies at the end of the day, or maybe the next day. What we see of Deana's relationship with Ian shows the deep, loving, and attentive care you would expect. She knows this is an unusual child in an unusual situation, but this is still her son, and it's obvious she loves him. When we see Deana with her mom, Loxana is over the top, eccentric, and it's clear Deana is more exhausted by her than anything. Later in the story, we see why Loxana is overbearing and has such a hard time letting go of Deana. Deana is a naturally more subdued person. That might sound like an interesting assessment, given how she dresses for a lot of the show, but consider the comparison. Don't get me wrong, I love Loxana. She has a way about her that shows she genuinely values others while still valuing herself most of all. Where Loxana is over the top, Deana will quietly listen and wait. She looks to be judging until you hear her thoughts. It's a testament to Marina Sirtis that she comes off with such a controlled yet caring portrayal. I've seen people say Deana wasn't a very good counselor, but I think this has more to do with how little the writers understood psychology or the job of a counselor in real life. Deana isn't just the mother of a child in this episode. She's also an officer trying to understand a life form which seems to have invaded the ship, albeit the most benign invasion ever, but she still has to balance mother's instincts with the need to keep the ship and crew safe. All in all, I think she does it. When Ian realizes his presence is endangering the ship, he does the only thing he can do. He dies. In truth, given the rate he was aging, Ian would have only lived a few days, maybe a week or so. Deana was always going to have to say goodbye to him. But it makes what happens later in Picard even more poignant. For those who don't know, after Deana and Will marry, they have 2 children together, Thaddeus and Kestra. Their son Thaddeus becomes ill with a condition that it cannot be treated due to a ban on synthetic life. I can't explain it. There's something that is able to be fostered only in a positronic brain, and this is after Data dies. So Thaddeus dies. When we see Will and Deana and Picard, their son's been gone for a while, and their daughter is struggling to cope as well. Knowing the loss she experiences here, hardly having a chance to know one's son who dies to save the ship, and then to raise another child later in life with a cure that cannot be obtained due to fear, Deana has suffered deeply. For those who know the news stories, her losses feel painful, but knowing the losses she will experience make the tears at the end of the child even more poignant. I know this is a sad episode for Mother's Day, but there is one thing to take from remembering when Deana was a mother. She made the choice to carry this baby, and she chose to raise him. However short his time with her was, Deana loved him without condition. She learned that from her own mother and gave it her own more quiet spin. In the end, a good mother is a mother who loves and accepts her children. She's a mother who lets them flourish in their own way. I would like to wish everyone a very happy Mother's Day. To those who may not have relationships with your mothers or don't have a woman in your life in that role, I would like to wish you a happy day, and I hope you find joy in your own way. And to my own mother, I would like to say thank you again for all the support and love you show me and all I do. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, feelings, or ideas, please share in the comments below. If you notice any spelling or reading mistakes in this video, please comment within the first week of posting for the chance to choose a future topic. Again, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. Yeah, you've got to stay here, baby. Yeah, I know. You are sleeping and now Mommy's talking. Honey, this is not playtime. This is record time. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to come over here like a good boy. That's your boy. Come on. Oh, I know. You were sleeping, weren't you? You didn't know I was going to record. I accidentally woke Ensign Bradbury from his downtime, but he's always ready to help out as an ensign. Their son, Thaddeus, becomes ill with a condition that cannot be treated due to the ban on synthetic life. Yeah, it was very sad. Yeah, I know. I know. They were very sad when Thaddeus died, weren't they?